Florida Senator Marco Rubio continues to pick up key Republican endorsements and GOP donors as well now that the Jeb has dropped out. Is it enough to trump Trump in Nevada? Let's bring in Captain Sean Parnell, a U.S. Army Ranger, Rubio supporter, and author of Outlaw Platoon. He joins us live from Pittsburgh. Captain, good morning to you.
Good morning.
You've got an incredible story for folks who are unfamiliar. Tell us a little bit about your service.
Well, from 2006 to 2007, I served in Afghanistan with my soldiers for 485 days, which is the longest combat deployment in global war and terror history. Took an 85% casualty rate, but we killed 350 bad guys at the time, wow. And not one single civilian casualty the entire time we're there.
Unbelievable service. All right, so now you find yourself in the midst of this political season. Why did you decide to put your support behind Marco Rubio? Did he reach out to you? Had you just heard about him? Tell us your story regarding that.
Well, I've been watching him for a while, and a lot of the Inside the Beltway folks told me not to back a candidate until after there was a nominee, but right. I just felt like our country's on the brink. It's time to choose. You know, I think Marco Rubio has the unifying voice that our country desperately needs right now. He's for strengthening and modernizing our military. And look, I've got friends stationed all over the world. We've been at war for 15 years, which is the longest period of war in our nation's history, and they shouldn't have to worry whether or not the commander-in-chief has their back. Marco Rubio will have their back. And I think another main reason why I support him, Steve, right. is VA accountability. He wrote the bill, he passed it in the Senate, and it just takes care of veterans when they come home from war, and I think that's really important to me.
Sean, I'm glad you mentioned that, because everybody talks about the VA and how they're going to fix things, but he actually, according to you and according to his record, is on the record supporting the VA.
Right. He's consistently supported our veterans since they've come home, and he has a very tangible track record to prove it. You know, he passed VA accountability when there's an incredible dysfunction in the Senate. It was controlled by Harry Reid. There were 350 bipartisan pieces of legislation that left the House, went to the Senate, and stagnated there. But during that time, Marco Rubio was able to bring together bipartisan co-sponsors of the bill and pass VA accountability that basically gives the VA secretary the power to hire and fire people that aren't really pulling their weight. And also, there's also a critical piece to that bill that provides give veterans access to choice, which means that they can go seek private health care if the VA can't see them within 30 days. I think that's a big deal for me. That's a big deal for veterans, and it means a lot to us.
It must mean a lot to you. You got up at 3 o'clock in the morning to come on TV out there in Pittsburgh to talk about Marco Rubio, Sean.
Yep, it does. Hey, look, it's time to get involved. Our country's on the brink, and it's time to back the candidates that we believe in, and Marco Rubio is my guy.
Okay. Captain, thank you very much for your service, and thank you very much for joining us today from Pittsburgh.
Okay, take care.
All right.